McCall and I were there to be actual professional ghost hunters with my iPhone 4.
Oh, Hannah, you weren't on yet. But I told Shelby and McCall, because you weren't here yet, the Taliban endorsed Trump as a presidential candidate.
Oh, that's really... Look at what I literally just sent you.
What did you literally just send us?
Literally...
Yeah,
look at
actually, they endorsed him today, because they think he's gonna, pull the troops out of Afghanistan.
I like the incumbent president is Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, that's his party.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And he's from Florida Allah.
Floridala.
It's so stupid.
Oh my lord.
Yusuf al-Biden. I fucking love it.
Oh my god. We're already so chaotic and we haven't even started yet.
So it's really warm in my room, so at some point I might have to pause myself and take off my sweater.
Okay. That's fine.
Just letting you know.
I mean, I guess we'll allow it.
It's really hot.
I mean, I know you are, but jeez.
No, not that kind of hot, just sweaty.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Don't move your head.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, well, hi, friends. I forgot our intro, but you're listening to the Try It podcast, where we're spooky but sensitive.
That was literally the intro.
I'm bad at life. Okay, I'm Shelby.
I'm Hannah.
And I am Shannon.
And this week, my friend McCall is joining us. She is a friend of mine from Georgia. Say hi.
What's up, party people?
Okay.
Hello.
Wait, how do you spell Al-Qaeda?
Hang on.
Please help me.
I'm putting it in the Discord chat.
It's A-L.
I need help.
Qaeda.
I can't even do that.
Okay.
I would just like to read you what my search history is right now. Trump, weather, directions home, something about a video game, and then Tinkerbell and friends' names, because I needed to know that.
What were you doing today?
I was helping my client write down Tinkerbell and all her friends' names so that she could trace them.
Oh, that's right.
Why did you need to know how to spell Al-Qaeda? I can't talk. I'm
Because
tired.
you said you told me that news and I need to know it.
Oh, okay.
Is that for real?
It's the Taliban. A Taliban spokesperson spoke with a source at
I thought you
CBS
said okay.
News that the Taliban hopes that Trump wins his second term because, they're hoping that he'll remove troops from Afghanistan.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
This is a published story.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, from CBS. Oh, they actually
boy.
named the spokesman, too. So, I
Oh.
fully believe this.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, that's good.
We love this country. It's great.
They're rejecting the endorsement.
No shit.
But I just, if you are getting endorsed by the Taliban and you don't see that as an opportunity to do some self-reflection,
Right.
something's
Maybe
wrong
just be
there,
like,
guys.
maybe I should rethink my entire life policy.
Maybe. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah. Do we have any announcements?
I did. I released my first very special episode for Patreon today. It's literally just me talking shit about the Myers-Briggs test. So
Ha! Yes.
Oh, is that in our drive?
no, but I can put it in there.
Yeah, I'd like to give
Do
that
it
a
so
listen,
we can
please.
listen to it, because I don't want to be a patron of us.
I don't want to pay this.
I'm already
that's
losing
fair.
money.
Dude, I sent the audio for Hannah's to Alexis because she wanted to hear it, and I was like, I don't give a
Oh my
shit. You
gosh.
can have it.
Oh, please.
Don't tell people that.
They're basically
No.
our friends.
No charity here.
Also, Alexis
kidding.
is one
Please
of the
support us. We
hosts
love you so much.
on
For support.
Wine and
Yes.
weirdos.
Yes,
I
Alexis
said
is
it
one
right
of the
this
hosts.
time.
You did. Alexis is one of the hosts on Wine and Weirdos, and she is great. I
Yes.
have not met her because I was super busy and didn't have time to do anything. But also, random announcement, yesterday was my last day at the daycare, so
Woo!
I have free time
Yay!
again.
Yay! It just got uploaded to the drive, so that's
Awesome.
the fastest
I
anything has
will
ever uploaded ever.
Give that
so,
a listen.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
also, I
not
should
as-
probably
Wait,
mention...
Shannon.
What?
It says on Discord, Craig, join out.
Yes, it does.
That's not...
That'd be our
Oh my
teaser.
goodness.
Hang on, I'll screenshot it real quick. Hang on.
Is that going to be our teaser picture?
Yes, hang on, I'll screenshot it on my phone.
And then our
my
teaser
God.
quote is going to be, how do you spell Al-Qaeda? I can't even say it. I can spell
Oh
it, but
my
I can't
God.
say it. That's great.
Okay, it's saved.
Oh my
I
god.
love that.
I just looked down and it said Craig, join Al Qaeda. Oh god.
Let me see. Does it say that?
Oh my
Oh, it
god.
does.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
Oh my god, I love it. But I don't. Don't join Al Qaeda.
yeah.
No, please don't.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, my very special episode. That's what we're talking about. Hannah's is definitely funnier. But yeah, it's literally just me ranting about, well, it's not ranting, I like had notes and stuff, but it's me
Well, I
talking
did it-
shit about the Myers-Briggs test, so.
I was
Yeah,
just fucking
well-
around on the phone with my sister, so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yours is probably like serious and highly researched, and ours was like,
not
can
really.
you Google that for me?
I mean, I mostly just like read off the Wikipedia page and then like I had to do some live searching for something because I forgot to find some information that I needed, so that was fun. Well, just because there's not like, it's not like it's this like in-depth, super controversial like topic, so it's not like there is a whole lot of information beyond what is compiled on Wikipedia.
Look, Wikipedia is a great
I know.
starting
I did
point
have-
for all
not
research.
a-
Or
Actually,
ending point.
Well, I mean, not for the Frog Boys, but that's because
not for
Korea.
Lost Boys.
That shit goes all the way to the top.
Yeah. Like, I
We
also
know it's
used
a government
Vice
cover-up.
article. Yeah, I also used an article, and I used the official, like, there's a Myers-Briggs, like, company that, like, officially puts out the test. I used information from their website as well. So I did research it, but not nearly as well,
I'm
as I
just
usually
gonna
do.
let you know that me and McCall are gonna listen to it tonight because McCall is an actual therapist, like working and everything,
Uh-huh.
and so we're gonna listen to it and see how accurate you are, and we're gonna give you feedback.
Yes.
Great. Totally wanted that
Oh
to
my god,
happen.
McCall, do you want to walk me through why I had a
I'm
fucking
kidding.
panic attack in Hobby Lobby today?
Sure.
Can we,
Let's
like-
see here.
Let's explore your past.
So,
how do you feel about that,
what
Hannah?
was in
About
your
art
body?
supplies? I don't know.
Did you have coffee today, Hannah?
What
Yes,
Did you take your
but not
medication?
enough. I only had 1 cup of coffee.
Did
Well-
you take your meds?
Right.
Did you
may
take your
have
meds?
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I,
Did
can't, I honestly can't remember.
Okay.
Hannah, you stress me out.
Well.
I didn't take mine until like 2 today because I forgot, so.
I am so unstressed now because
Y'all
1, all my
both
grades are
stress me
done,
out.
and
Yay.
2, I turned in the first 2 chapters of my thesis and people didn't hate it.
Yay!
So, there's that.
Yay! Congrats. Proud of you.
That's go away. Sorry, my antivirus decided to yell at me. I still haven't looked at anything else for my seminar paper because the outline isn't due until tomorrow, so I'm not going to look at it until tomorrow.
Oh my god, if you need
Oh
me
my
to,
goodness.
do you need help focusing your
No,
topic?
I think it'll be
literally have a
fine.
PowerPoint for it.
No, I found a law review
You know what? I'm gonna
article.
look it up right now.
No, I know
Hannah
how
has
to
a PowerPoint
find
for
a.
Nope, I'm getting it.
I know how to find a paper topic.
That's not what I said. I said narrowing your topic.
I know how to do that too. I've done this before.
Getting up my PowerPoint.
Okay. No, I found a law
can't
review
stop me.
article that I think will be a really good basis for it. I just need to actually, like, read it, because I've only read the headings. It's fine.
Okay, do you want narrowing the subject or narrowing your thesis? Because those are 2 different PowerPoints.
I suppose the subject, because I don't have a thesis, so...
Alright. This is from Missouri State, so it's probably garbage.
I do know how to do this, you know. This is all I did for, like, 3 years, was write research papers.
I know, I didn't say that you didn't know. I'm just offering you some guidance.
Okay.
Look, the English
Please
professor
let me do
in
this.
Hannah
This is
is
the one
coming
thing I
out.
have.
Okay, you can do this, Hannah. Thank you.
Hannah needs validation.
Please.
Oh, man.
Do we have any other announcements? What is Craig doing?
Is
Oh
Craig
no,
doing
that's
something?
He's doing
Hannah.
Al-Qaeda.
Don't say that. What did Craig do?
Hannah put something in the chat. Okay. Craig didn't do anything.
That's her PowerPoint for me.
Anyway, do we have any other announcements?
I don't think so.
Did I
Okay.
talk about... Yeah, that... Never mind.
Because I have some. So.
Okay. Yeah, that was the only one I had. It's just
Cool.
a plug for Patreon.
I actually
because
wrote
we still
mine
don't
out.
have
It was the one part of my life I had organized.
Yay. Something.
Also, I mean, I say that, but these announcements are stupid. But one of them is that we talked about Susan last week while we were talking about cryptids, and none of us got the joke that Susan is our very own local cryptid.
Yeah, we're
I saw
stupid.
that in your post.
I put it in the Instagram post because I was
know,
like,
she
how
is
did
such
we
a cryptid.
miss that? Because it's literally like everyone's like, I saw Susan today.
I know. I phrased
really
it
is.
as she's a local celebrity in the show notes, so
She's not.
I know. That was the best
Celebrity.
Yeah.
phrasing I could think of. I didn't make the cryptid. Yeah, we're dumb. Okay, that's the
It's-
announcement. We're dumb.
But that
I
was
totally
just
forgot.
one announcement.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was just one of the announcements I had. Just it's
Oh,
not really an
I-
announcement. It's
I
a
didn't
word
say
dumb
last
correction.
week how she almost killed me once. Should I, like, say that or say
yeah,
it for
go
later?
for it. Why not? Just go for it.
Okay, I was driving home from probably Starbucks, who knows. Sounds about right. It's the right location. But I was at a red light, and I had a green arrow, or not a green arrow, I had a green light to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And at this 4-way stop, she was turning left from, like, if you're in the driver's seat with me, she's on my right on that side street.
So
And then
she
she
would have
just
to go like, in
turns.
front of you to turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she like literally almost clipped my car.
Great.
But she didn't even slow down at the red light. She just kept going.
That
She is-
doesn't surprise me.
Susan?
Like every time I am near Susan in a vehicle, I'm always just like, all right, I'm gonna stay really far behind you, or I am passing you. Like there is no we're gonna be near Susan because
Hannah, if she-
I've seen the way she drives.
If she had hit you, you could claim that you're a member of the Canadian Royal Ballet, and then she'd feel really bad. So.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I could do that. I wonder if that video got taken down. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Why do I have this?
I don't know.
Swear.
Oh my god.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
what
Also,
else? So-
another announcement.
Oh, that was pretty.
another announcement. I'm dying.
I got the Rona. No, I don't. I promise I don't. Okay.
Yeah, don't talk about that.
No, one of my other announcements was, and this is just like something I thought about as I was listening back to last week's episode. I have a tendency to just like casually talk about the fact that like I've almost died multiple times. And that could be somewhat triggering for people because I never really explain what happened. It's just that I have a lot of health issues and I have ended up in the hospital for them, and I like to exaggerate my life experiences, although I did almost die once.
We
but
all do that. Everyone
it
on
is
this show.
it's literally just that I have a lot of health issues,
Yeah.
okay? So
I'm just so used to you doing that. I didn't even question
yeah,
it.
it's just the way that I like talk about it because for me to like over like grandize it and like exaggerate everything
process.
and like make it into a joke is how I process it. So like to
Yeah.
anyone who's listening, I'm sorry if that bothers you.
That's called deflection for those who are wondering.
yeah. There's the psychological
Oh, I
term
do have
for
a medical
it.
announcement. If we're on the
Ooh,
subject,
yeah.
I cut my mouth
Yeah.
on a chocolate chip yesterday.
Oh yes, you did.
That's skill.
I
Right?
was eating. Okay, so
Shit.
I know. So I
Right.
have like this frozen cookie dough stuff, and I bit into it, and there was a frozen chocolate chip like right up at the top. It didn't go very well. So yeah, I cut my mouth
Oh
on
my goodness.
chocolate chips. So yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
That's great. Only you, but also me. Okay.
have more.
Another announcement. This is just a shout out that Wine and Weirdos are the best and we love them. But also vote. Okay. We're going to talk about it until it happens. We are voting, right? Right. That's what we're going to do.
VOTE, vote.
Yes, we're going to
gonna
vote.
turn in my
If
ballot.
you are like Shelby here and you are dumb about politics and you don't know anything because you like to be an ignorant idiot.
Or are you
I'm
just
not
like
calling you
being like
idiots.
a
I'm
happy
just-
person? 'Cause,
Right,
like,
yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna fault anybody for not wanting to get into politics.
No,
'cause
I'm not
politics
actually.
is the
I'm not
most-
calling you guys idiots. I'm saying that I am
No,
an
no,
ignorant
no.
idiot. So, like, if you are like me, go to vote.org and they lay it all out for you.
Yes.
In a good way that you can understand, I promise, because I went on there and I understood it and I don't understand
It's
anything.
a very
so,
good website. Yeah.
or
it's very
DM
good.
Shannon. She'll get back to you.
Go for it.
Anyway, so I'm presenting. I am unprepared as always.
We're not unprepared.
We are slightly prepared. Okay.
You have
First of
things
all-
to say, so it's fine.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to tell the story of how me and McCall became friends because it cracks me up,
It's the best
Um,
story.
and everyone has to know it. Hannah, have you heard the story of how me and McCall became friends?
Nope.
Hannah?
No, I have not. Hi, hello.
Hi. Okay, there you are.
I think you
Okay.
have heard the story. I just don't think you know the.
My brain don't know
context of it. I think you do.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm
Anyway,
telling it
go ahead.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so McCall and I met. I used to go to school at the University of Georgia, in Georgia, obviously. We met because we worked at the same restaurant, which shall not be named, but
No.
their commercials have a very heavy Australian accent, and their food is not Australian in any way whatsoever. And you know, fun places.
Forward.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, it's fine. But we were both hosts and had lots of, pagers thrown at us and people cussing us out because apparently hungry people are awful. And
All people are awful. It just gets
yeah.
worse when they're hungry.
yeah, but the hangry crowd.
Or if you cook their steak wrong.
God forbid. Or you didn't bring them another thing of endless shrimp before they finished
Don't
their
even
first
get me
one.
started on the daggum endless shrimp.
God, the worst.
One time,
Also,
whenever
this was in Georgia, so it was like hangry rednecks.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do you remember when Logan's closed for a week and we got all the
Oh my
horrible
God, that was
rednecks that came in? And they were like, I want a steak. And I'm like, there's multiple of them, but okay.
They're like, I just want a steak. And it's like, okay, well, how do you want your steak cooked? I want it well done. If it's not,
But not burnt.
yeah, but not burnt.
Why you getting
I want it
well-done
well
steak? done.
I want it to be like a hockey puck. But then it comes out and they're like, my steak's too tough.
This
You
isn't
cooked it too
good."
long.
One time I got a complaint filed against me at the Italian restaurant I used to work at because I wouldn't give somebody a steak knife for cutting up their calzone because we didn't have any fucking steak knives, which I told her. We
How
literally did
dare
not
you,
have steak
Shannon?
knives.
How
We literally
My
don't
favorite-
have
Dare you.
any. Yeah, and then whenever they left, like this was at a little tiny family home place. The owner who was cooking that day was just like, they were really mad at you, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? And they're like, you wouldn't. And she
Right.
was like, it was ridiculous because we don't have knives, and I told them that, and I was like, well, thank you for telling them that because I told them that too. And it's a fucking calzone. I mean, to be fair, they were giant. They were the size of a 12-inch pizza. They were
mean, like,
folded in half. But
I
was
cut
still
up
just
my calzones, but still, like, use your fork, use your hands.
They had
Eat
butter knives.
like heathens.
They had butter knives. Those are perfectly
My-
fine to cut a
Yeah.
calzone with.
Yep.
My favorite one was when I worked at an outdoor restaurant, which was outside in the outdoors. And someone was
nature.
like, there are bugs near my food. And I was like,
No.
they're outside. I don't know what to tell you.
My favorite thing
Oh, I
when
also-
we worked at the
when I was-
restaurant is like people would request to sit outside and then complain because it was hot. And I was like, well, we got air
Well,
conditioning
you're
right over
fucking
here.
outside.
Yeah.
You're the one who wanted to sit outside in the middle of summer in Georgia. Not my problem. But anyway, okay. Back to the
So
story.
you guys met at a restaurant.
Yeah, so we met at an unnamed restaurant. We were hosts. It was the worst job ever. I think everyone on the planet should have to work in food service for at least a week.
I
So they
agree
can
with
see.
you.
Actually,
A month.
I think they should have to work on Mother's Day.
Ooh.
Because
oh my
that is
God.
the worst day ever. But anyway, and so we just worked together. It was like a general like work relationship or whatever. And then There was one night where we were closing together, and so like we closed at, I think it was 11 o'clock that night, because I think it was like a Friday or Saturday, and McCall comes up to me at one point during the shift, and she was like, so I was really bored last night, and I was thinking to myself, who at this restaurant would do hood rat things with me? And somehow she came to the conclusion that I would do hood rat things with her. Which she's not wrong.
Wait a minute. Does this
But
involve
also-
driving to the woods?
Yes.
Yes.
I told you you heard this
Okay,
story.
I know this story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like my favorite story about us. But, and so she was like telling me that, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I would do hood rat things with you, I guess. I'm also bored. So that night we decided to hang out after work. We get off at 11. It's pitch black outside because it's 11 o'clock at night, and it's Georgia. It's dark everywhere at 11 o'clock at night. Shelby, you're dumb. But, except maybe Alaska in the summer.
Yeah.
But, so we had no idea what we were going to do. So we just got into McCall's car and started driving, and we were like, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And then all of a sudden, McCall goes, I know what we can do. I've got this Ouija board in the trunk of my car that I need to get rid of.
That's been there for a year.
Yes, and I can't open the trunk because since I put it in there, my car has started making weird clunking noises and the trunk will no longer open.
And the sunroof would randomly open at random times. It'd be raining and it would just be like, we're going to open.
Yeah. Yeah. So... Right, and, I'm already in her car, and I was like, sure, fine, I'll go with you to get rid of this Ouija board, thinking that we're just going to, go past a dumpster somewhere or whatnot. No, that's not how this goes down. McCall starts driving. We ended up on this, random dirt road in backwoods, Georgia, and then she turns to me, before we get past houses and stuff, she turns to me at one point and she was like, I need you to text my friend Kyle and tell him that this is where we're going. And if he doesn't hear from us in an hour, he needs to come find us because we're going to lose phone service and we might die.
That's reassuring.
And I'm like,
I don't remember saying that, but...
yeah, that definitely happened because I definitely had to text Kyle, and I didn't know Kyle yet at this point. We're good friends now, but did not know him at this point. So I was like, great, I'm texting this random dude that I might be murdered by my coworker. Definitely 100% thought I was about to be murdered.
It was
look
you
like
just
the
signaling
murdering
him to meet up
Yes.
What?
Have you met
Are you
yourself?
for real? I look like I could murder someone?
Have you? Okay. Did you ever see yourself in manager mode at the restaurant?
Okay. Yes,
Because
I
that's
could
scary.
beat someone's ass. Easily.
You literally have brass knuckles tattooed on you.
Okay.
And a
there.
kraken.
You know what? I'll keep my panic attack story to myself.
No, McCall and I went to therapy together. Okay, we ran therapy sessions together.
support. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so
Support groups, all that jazz.
yeah, she's actually not scary, but I also didn't know her very well at this point, and we're in pitch black in the middle of the woods in North Georgia, but still.
I don't
Anyway,
think
so
it
we're
matters
driving.
where the woods are, to be perfectly
What?
honest. You're in the middle
No.
of woods. I think that's all that we need
Yeah,
to know.
but also, have you met the Hicks in Georgia?
It
Yes, I
looks like
have. When
we were
visiting
about
you,
to
it's
get
terrifying.
into 1,000. What is it, 1,000 corpses?
I don't know.
I don't know.
what
My
you're talking
husband's
about.
gonna kill me. I don't know what this was called.
I don't know what you're talking about. Basically,
We're
the
driving.
movie Deliverance. It's
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like that, but nighttime.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that one.
Think those houses.
Yeah.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
That
there
place,
it
sure,
is.
whatever you're talking
okay,
about. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're driving down this dirt road. At this point, there are no more houses. There are no more street lights. We literally went over this ravine thing.
You have to pray every time to make sure it doesn't just collapse.
Yeah, and hope that it hasn't rained much. And so there's no ambient light whatsoever. It's literally pitch black. All you can see are 10 feet ahead of you where the headlights are. And all of a sudden she just pulls off to the side of the road, and it is this little clearing with well, the church isn't even there anymore, but it was an old slave church, and there was a little cemetery attached to it, and there's the historical marker of what it was, and the gravestones are all still there. And you can see kind of like the foundation of where the church had been, but it's not there anymore. That was beautiful, Hannah. But yeah, so she pulls off, and all I see is, like, at this point, I don't know that it's, like, a historical site or whatever.
I bet that was weird.
Yeah, and so she's, like, pulling off, and all I see are headstones, and I'm like, good God, we're at a cemetery in the middle of the woods off a dirt road with no cell service. What have I gotten myself into? But also, this is a very Shelby thing to do, because, like, why not? And McCall's like, okay, so this is where we're gonna dump the Ouija board, which I am sorry to everyone who is buried in that cemetery. We desecrated it. We didn't actually put it anywhere near the cemetery. It's like off to the side, but still, I am sorry that we did this. Yeah.
I did go there like 2 months ago and apologized.
Well, that's good.
Outwardly.
I'm glad. I mean, we have visited that area
Okay.
since and like paid our respects
Yes.
and apologized for our youthful
Youth.
Are
we like 35?
Sorry for the
for our youthful I can't think of the word I'm
Transgression?
trying. Yeah, that one.
Hey!
There we go.
I'm glad I'm the whatever.
Wordsmith.
Wordsmith, yeah, that. Clearly I'm doing real good with words today.
We're doing great.
But yeah, so she can't open the trunk because since she put the Ouija board in it, it won't open. So she crawls into the back seat and like flips the seat down, grabs this Ouija board out. It is, keep in mind, this was like November, so it was cold. Mm-hmm. The Ouija board is hot to the touch. Like, it's not just like warm, like it's been sitting in a car. No, it was like burning hot and smelled like ash. And yeah, it was.
I've never heard this part of the story.
I have, but it's always just I
Yeah.
just forget details of it, you know?
Yeah, and so she hands it to me, and she's like, I need you to get out of the car and go throw this into the woods. And I was like,
I like how I didn't get out of the car and it's my Ouija board.
yeah, you wanted nothing to do with it. You didn't even want to touch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was very horrible of me. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Also, she was filming me doing this.
I was! I don't know where that video is, but I was.
Yeah. And I was like,
This sounds so strange.
I know.
I just realized how, like, you probably were, this chick
And
is
I'm
weird.
20 years old at this point. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, what am I doing? I don't know this girl. Like, we worked together for like maybe a couple of weeks before this happened.
What year was this? Sorry.
2014?
Okay, so I wasn't doing drugs.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
McCall has a fun past, okay? Fun is a,
Relative term.
yeah, it's,
A colorful past.
yeah.
There we go.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
It was a good time, sure. We'll say that.
Don't do it. Don't.
No, don't. You,
Bad
please,
times.
don't.
But anyway, so I was like, there's no way I'm getting out of this vehicle. Like, if I get out of this car, she's straight up murdering me and just dumping my body in these woods, and no one's ever going to find me because my family lives in Illinois. And, like, no one even knows I went out here with her except this random dude
perfect.
named Kyle I've never even met.
Probably behind you bringing the
Yeah.
shovel.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's probably the one who's actually going to do the murdering. And I was like, oh, God, kill me now.
Why would I murder you though? Because who would I have at work that would
Well,
be?
I didn't
What did
know
I just
that.
say?
Who would you have at work to be
You're
your
not the
partner
one
in
at work I
crime?
would have murdered.
Exactly.
That is true. There are people who we
there was
worked
a
with.
long list before you.
Well, I didn't know that
Oh,
yet.
true. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting. Continue.
There's a certain bartender with no hair that might have been on that list.
Let's not talk about that at all. I will literally punch you in the face right now.
I know.
You want to see Murder McCall? It's here.
I know. But anyway, so I did not get out of the car. I rolled down the window, threw the Ouija board out as far as I could, which is about 2 feet because I can't throw things worth a darn outside of the window of a Volkswagen Jetta.
That thing. Ancient.
That car was a gem.
It hated you.
It hated me so much. It would just like randomly slam the door on my leg.
Yeah.
It was a good time. But yeah, so we threw a Ouija board into the woods and then we hightailed it out of there as fast as we could, and I did not get murdered, which is very nice of her to not kill me.
And now we've been bestie friends since.
Yep, and we do ghost hunting things together, and we go on road trips where we literally map out every place that Ghost Adventures has been, because they're the best, also the worst.
Okay, so anyway, when you guys come to visit me, I have already found this great, like, it's like 7 places in New England you need to go to because they're fucking haunted.
Yes.
Ooh.
We literally took a road trip where, like, I drove from Illinois down to Georgia, picked her up, and we took, like, 3 days to drive up to New York, and we hit, like, every haunted place we could. We literally went through Baltimore just so we could see Poe's grave.
Yes.
And so I could sing Good Morning Baltimore. And then we, like, did all of the haunted places on Long Island,
We went to
including...
Philadelphia. Or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we did do Philadelphia. We did the penitentiary, the Eastern... Yeah, Eastern
from
State
there because of you.
Penitentiary. Yeah. It was really cool. I do recommend that place. They have really good tours.
Oh, yeah.
And they're, like, self-guided, so it's really fun. If you like that kind of thing, which you do if you listen to us, I assume. But
We went to an
we saw
abandoned hospital.
Yeah, we went to an abandoned hospital and went
Kings
inside,
Park.
and there's actually a picture of it on our Instagram.
Yeah.
From the Babadook that we saw when we went into one of the buildings, and we actually have a couple of experiences from that, but I'll talk about that later. And we saw the Amityville Horror House.
Went to Letchworth Village.
Letchworth Village. So, like, lots of spooky haunted places. That's what McCall and I do together. We like to ghost hunt. And we did, like, the Sorrel Weed House in Savannah. We've done lots of stuff in Savannah, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, which actually leads me to what we are talking about today. It's the Charleston Jail, because we have been there
Yay.
together, and we did, like, a ghosty tour. Why is Audacity not record? Oh, there it is. Okay.
I was like,
Don't
what
do
is
that.
Oh, I was about to be real mad.
Okay, update. I've definitely found a nutcracker that I was in. It does not say that it's the Royal Canadian Ballet,
That's
though.
good.
But
I mean, I wish you were in the
Susan
Royal
was
Canadian
definitely not
Ballet.
allowed to be there because this was when we had a restraining order. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah,
this
isn't that when she was
Oh.
slashing your tires?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, am I in
Susan.
this one? Hold on. Back the fuck up. Is that me? It's hard to tell because it's the worst camera. I think it's like a flip phone camera phone.
I mean, it's not like she
Quality.
could bring in, like, actual recording equipment. You know? She
This
would've
was
been
before
caught.
GoPros, friends.
And it's also... Okay, wait, no. This one I was definitely not in because that is someone I've never seen before in my life. Okay, hold on. I'll keep going.
Okay.
By the way,
so-
I am like 8 years back into Susan's videos. God, I'm telling you, Susan posts about every 3 days.
Oh my lord. Not surprised
There is so
though.
much content.
But yeah, so we're gonna talk about the Charleston Jail. McCall and I actually went to Charleston a week before I moved back home when I dropped out of school and had my actual mental breakdown. So, you know,
Went out with a bang.
yeah, you know, you got to do spooky things before you put your entire life on hold for 2 years. It's fine. Also, I would just like to point out that I spelled Charleston wrong in my notes to myself, and it is now Charleston instead of Charleston.
Great.
I put an I instead of an O, apparently. They are right next to each other on the keyboard, so I don't feel too bad about it.
Let's not judge people too harshly based on their spelling.
I was literally writing it, and I saw the little red squiggly line, and I was like, I don't care, I'm leaving it. Don't have time. That's how late I was with writing these notes. Also, I don't really have a whole lot as far as, like, history goes, because we're also going to talk about, like, when we were there. So,
Well, plus, it's a jail, you know? Like, it's not like...
right. Literally, there's
we know
a
what
part in
jails
my
are.
notes
Like-
where I was like, it was a prison. What did you expect?
Yeah, like...
So, okay, so the Charleston Jail was operational from 1802 to 1939. It was originally built with like 4 stories, and then it had a 2-story tower on top. And then in 1855, it was expanded. They like added a west wing.
The West Wing.
Right. And then
I just showed a clip of that to my students on Friday. I was like,
Really?
look it, it's post hoc ergo propter hoc, and they were like, we hate you.
Hannah, did you see they're They're doing like a reunion.
Yeah. Oh my
I meant
God,
to tell you about that and I
a
forgot.
reunion. I'm so excited. No, don't worry. My aunt already texted me
I figured
4
somebody
times about
had, so. I think it's just like a little one-off, like,
it.
voting
They're
PSA
reenacting
kind of a
one
thing.
of the
yeah.
one of the episodes.
Yeah, still though, that's cool.
I miss that show.
Okay, so then in 1886, which again, typo in my notes, I wrote 2886.
No.
But in 1886, there was an earthquake.
Very far
I can
future.
tell the future. But no, 1886, there was an earthquake that damaged the tower and the top story of the building. So the way I wrote it was, so they were yeeted the heck out of there.
Yeet.
But
Young
they
got
were
yoked.
just removed because they were damaged, and so they just left it as like a 3-story building. Because
It's
it was
like
a
the
prison
tarot
and they
card, The
didn't
Tower.
really care about, quality of life for
Anything?
prisoners. Like, you don't have a roof over your head, I don't give a crap. But yeah, and it was used as a prison. I mean, it housed federal prisoners of war during the Civil War.
Newsflash.
Charleston is a port town, so it had pirates and
Arg. I'm just gonna make sound effects the whole time.
arg. Okay, you do
Fine,
that.
sound effects
Well, let me know
add.
if you have a horse sound effect. I'll get my coconuts this time.
Yeah.
I mean, there are highway robbers. You could add horse.
Oh, hold on.
Beautiful. Those are our highway robbers.
The highwayman.
Did he have a limp?
Oh my gosh. But yeah, and that's the part where I was like, it was a prison. What do you expect? It held
Yeah.
prisoners. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it did.
Like-
Like, okay, it's what they do. It did have a couple of like really notable inmates though. 2 of them were John and Lavinia Fisher. Lavinia Fisher is commonly referred to as the first female serial killer in America, although there haven't actually been any murders that have been confirmed for her.
Well,
She
and
and her
What?
That, like, moniker gets given. I mean, they say Belle Gunnis was the
Yeah.
first female serial killer, too.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's one of those, like, she and her husband were part of a gang of highwaymen, and they ran, like, a bed and breakfast, and supposedly would, like, poison people and, like, take their money and all of that. So that's why she's given that title, but they were arrested and convicted for robbery, not for murder. So no murders have ever been, like, officially attributed to them. It's highly suspected and most likely that there are some, but again, nothing is confirmed. And Lavinia is like their biggest name one, and so like we went on like a ghost tour or whatever of the jail, and so they spent a lot of time focusing on her, also because she was one of the only female inmates that was there. And so like she kind of had her own section or whatever. But she is famous because at her hanging she wore a white wedding dress, and she said, and I quote, "If any of you have a message for the devil, tell me now, for I shall be seeing him soon."
Right.
Iconic.
Right.
Yeah.
I know her name, and then I know, like, that line, and I always forget that she said
Yeah,
that.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
you've also watched Ghost Adventures, and they've been there, and you know
I've seen
how
that episode.
Zach is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My name is Zach Bagans.
It's Zach Bagel Bites.
Yeah.
it is. You are right. That
Yes.
is correct.
Yes.
Zach Bagel Bites. We love
Ugh.
him and his dramatic nonsense. But yeah, so Lavinia's kind of like the one that they tend to focus on a lot, but there were a couple other. There was this guy named Denmark Vesey or
Sure.
VC something. I'm not really sure.
Say.
Yeah, whatever. And he was in the jail because he was accused of planning a slave revolt in 1822. I like clicked on his name just to find out a little bit more information, and like I actually kind of recommend like looking him up because
Yeah.
it's really cool. I just didn't have enough time to really add a lot of that information here because it's not what we're talking about. But a little bit about him is that he was born into slavery, and he was enslaved in Bermuda. And then at some point he was brought to Charleston. And when he was in Charleston, he somehow won the lottery and used the money that he won to buy his freedom at the age of 32.
What was his name?
Denmark Vesey. It's Vesey.
Thank you. Okay. I wouldn't think they would allow slaves to participate in the lottery. That's very odd.
Yeah, that was my thought, and I didn't have time because, like I said, I did this very last minute. I didn't have time to like look past the Wikipedia page to figure out like how
That's what I'm on right now,
participated in and like
Interesting.
won it and everything. But yeah, so somehow he won the lottery, bought his freedom,
cool.
but he wasn't able to purchase freedom for his wife or his children. And then
That's not cool.
yeah, so I don't know if it's just that like he didn't win enough money
Or he
or if
couldn't
there
do it.
was something because like he's not
On
their
the
owner.
Wikipedia page, it just says that I hate the word master for this, but it's a correct
Yeah.
contextual term. He just wouldn't give them, like, sell
Gotcha.
her, you know? Which, again,
Gotcha.
hate the phrasing, contextually
Yeah.
correct, though. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
In
yeah,
the historical context, yes. But
yeah.
also,
He just refused to let her go, basically,
gotcha.
if we're doing the PC phrasing of things.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then in 1822, he was accused of leading a slave revolt that supposedly was plotting to kill slave owners, liberate slaves, and then sail to Haiti.
Oh no,
Um,
that's so horrible.
Yeah. Oh, he was
Right.
originally...
right?
God forbid we do that. He also like founded a church or something.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's really cool, and I suggest looking him up because
Yeah.
He did a
Like,
lot.
yeah, there was a
They,
lot on the page. I kind of just stuck to the stuff that was kind of pertinent to this. But
Yeah. I'm on the page right now. He
Yeah.
originally planned it to take place on Bastille Day.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Ooh.
I didn't go that far in the article.
I'm just skimming the Wikipedia page looking for like
Yeah,
interesting little
Yeah,
tidbits.
yeah.
But yeah, he originally planned it to be for Bastille Day,
that's cool.
which I mean that would have been. I mean, like with the French Revolution, they ended up abolishing slavery in Saint
Yeah,
Domingue.
so it's kind of like
So-
a significant day.
Yeah, I mean it's
And-
fucking Bastille Day. Like that's a significant day
Yeah.
anyway. But
Yeah, well, and like in 1822, it still would have been a fairly like well-known date because
Yeah, it's
now
only,
in
like, 30
America
years
you say
before that,
Bastille
so-
Day, and most people are
Yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?" And
yeah,
I
it was
know what
only,
it
like-
is, but
yeah.
most people don't.
Yeah, it was only like 30
So-
years before that, so it would have been
Yeah,
big still,
it
especially
still would have
'cause-
been like a really big deal,
Yeah,
especially
well, then-
probably among slaves.
Yeah, well, and then the Haitian Revolution was only about 30 years before that as well, because that was also sparked from the French Revolution. So,
Okay, so yeah,
That would have
so
been-
That's probably why they were going to go to Haiti too. Then.
yeah, because they were free at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really all I have about him. But I honestly thought he was a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
than
that's cool.
Lavinia.
Yeah.
I mean, Lavinia's cool. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah. I
his
have
story,
to say,
I was like, that's really cool.
I'm surprised they did it but I'm surprised they didn't execute him upon the first attempt at insurrection.
Yeah.
Because apparently he tried more
Yeah.
than one.
Yeah.
They were very, trigger happy with, if you
They
pardon
were.
the very obvious pun, with
I
death
wonder
penalty
if
at the time.
Well, and I wonder if part of it was because he was free and
No.
had money.
I mean, I don't think so, because, I mean, even if he was free, they still saw him as, like, a lesser citizen because he would have
That's
been black.
true,
And, I mean,
yeah.
you could get hanged for stealing an apple. Like, they didn't give a shit.
That's
They'd
true.
hang you for
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
anything. Like,
yeah.
they didn't care.
Emmett Till was lynched because they said that he whistled at
Yeah.
a girl, but
And that was in the fucking 50s.
I know.
Yeah.
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 Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know the whole, like I said, I
yeah.
did very
Yeah.
very like skimming
just-
research of it.
Oh, he was
I plan to go
executed.
back and read up on him and find
He was
some more
executed.
information
Ignore
just because
me.
I think it's cool.
Yeah. He was hanged. Ignore me.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he was executed.
Yeah.
I just
He was
didn't
hanged.
know if it was
Yeah.
like on the first attempt or not.
yeah.
And then there was this other dude named Jacques Alexander Tardy, and basically he was a pirate, and he was really bad at it. He was in jail a lot, stole a bunch of ships, apparently poisoned some people, but, yeah, and this just happened to be, like, the last time he was caught stealing a boat. And
Susan Canadian Nutcracker Show.
Oh my god, you found it?
Yep.
Man.
Oh my god.
You have to send it to
So
us.
sweaty.
But yeah, Jacques Tardy wasn't really all that interesting. Apparently he got some other dude killed because he said that this other dude tried to poison him or something and he didn't, and whatever. Doesn't matter, he wasn't very interesting other than he was just a really bad pirate. He was like the Jack Sparrow of Charleston.
I pulled up his Wikipedia page.
Right.
He's also involved somewhat in the French Revolution and Haiti. His
He is.
family fled to Saint-Domingue because they were fleeing the French Revolution.
Yeah.
And then they lived there until the Haitian Revolution began. That's just weird.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, he's got interesting things just because it's, like, history things, and it was a weird time where, like, just interesting things happened, but
Yeah, I mean, it's just
in
weird
comparison
that
to,
him
like, the other
and-
people, I was like, okay, so he's just a bad pirate.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting that him and the other guy were,
Yeah, both had ties to that. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
interesting. for
I'm
sure.
literally editing this guy's Wikipedia page because somebody said he was hung. He was hanged.
Can I
God.
read you the caption on this Nutcracker video that I was in in Southern Illinois?
Please read it.
It says, all caps, "More Canadian Nutcracker! Only Dance of Life could obtain rare footage like this. Sorry for poor video quality. There's nothing more I can say except you must watch this."
Oh my god.
Again, this is from Southern Illinois. I'm gonna find the one that I'm in.
Wow.
I love Susan.
This is definitely... God, this is
Oh, Susan. God.
Well,
Also, if you people don't know why we keep referencing Susan or the Royal Canadian Ballet, listen to our last episode.
yeah, we discussed Susan at length. And then even more, we're talking about Susan more this week than we did last week, so
Yeah.
Well,
it's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad
Hannah's
thing.
trying
I'm
to
just
find
making a
things.
statement.
I am almost done with our notes, and then we're going to move on to a little bit of, like, what we experienced. Basically, the jail was decommissioned in 1939. It is the largest unrestored property in Charleston, and, like, we've been in it. It was real jank. You can tell that no one has tried to keep it up or anything. And then in 2000, the American College of the Building Arts acquired it and used it as their campus and headquarters until 2016. So, like, we were there in 2015.
I'm sorry,
What
can
is
I
happening?
break in real quick?
Yeah.
The Washington Phrenological, I still can't say that fucking word, Society requested Tardy's
Phrenological.
skull for study. I wish I'd known about that. They asked for his skull for
Oh,
study.
yeah, for Jacques.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of it. I just didn't care.
Sorry, I'm just making a tie back to my episode.
Yeah. It was one of those things where I was running out of time on my
you're
notes, and
fine.
I was like, I see the word phrenology, I'll read it later.
Yeah. Hannah, did you find your video?
yeah.
Okay.
Listen to the audio at 24 seconds.
I
I'm in
know.
the back.
I'm working on it.
All right, we're going to edit this part out, but I'm watching this video.
It's literally the shittiest video. Yeah, I'm that tall kid in the back with the, like, low hanging arm. For some reason, I always look like I just had a stroke.
Look at that Royal Canadian Ballet.
Susan says coming to you live from Canada. Like, holy shit, bud. You're fucking Belleville. I'm sorry.
No one else can bring this to you, except, like, everyone else's mom in the audience. It is not live from Canada. It's live from the Scottish Rite Masonic Lodge in Belleville,
This is
Illinois.
where we had our prom. Like,
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh, that was beautiful.
That was the best thing I've seen in a while.
oh my god. Coming to you live from Canada. You're not in fucking Canada.
No.
I like that, like, the video quality and the way that she was
Yes.
saying it makes it sound like it was like a 60s
Yes.
like special
Yeah, it
on
really
TV.
looks
It was like live from the Royal
Or that
Ballet
she's like
in Canada.
snuck into Canada
Live from the
specifically
Royal
to take
Ballet
this
in
video.
Canada. It's like, no, that's Southern Illinois. It was
Footage brought to you by the Dancer of Life.
It was children. Like, this was not the professional Canadian ballet. It was fucking
okay,
children.
first of all, Shannon, we did hire people from the New York City Ballet, so you can just shut your trap.
Okay, fine.
But no, that scene is all kids, and it's really it's really bad. That's the scene where they put the kids who weren't good. They were like, I guess you have to be in the show because your parents pay for this.
Your parents
And
bought
the
you a
reason the sound is
costume
so
and pay
bad
us
is
money,
because,
so
no
I
offense.
guess we'll put you on stage for a few minutes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my lord.
Y'all,
Anyway,
we're
I'm
an
so
hour
glad I
in, and
Oh,
we
I
talked
know.
about nothing.
And you were worried.
We're always worried. It's
Ugh.
always good.
That's our perpetual state
Okay,
of being.
yeah.
is
So
worry.
in 2000, the American College of the Building Arts acquired the jail. They used it as their campus and their headquarters until 2016. McCall and I toured it in 2015, and so like when we toured it, you could see they had a bunch of like their projects and stuff. And the American College of the Building Arts is basically they teach like old world skills and like old world trades. So it was like plaster work and I don't know, like
Sculpture.
yeah, basically like the old world way of like building things and like using materials and all of that kind of stuff. So
No
yeah.
power tools.
Yeah, and
Chisels.
why they chose the Charleston Jail as their campus, I do not know, but I don't question it. Maybe
Cheap
they just
rent?
yeah,
probably.
cheap rent probably. But yeah, because like as we were walking around, there was like corbels that were being sculpted and like just like I don't know,
Because art students
We have-
just need to be extra haunted to have good art.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, maybe
an
the
art
ghosts
student.
enjoyed it. I
Sure.
don't know. And now it is owned by the Old City Jail LLC, which is in partnership with Landmark Enterprises, and they have a major renovation and historic preservation plan in the works for the jail. But
You know how that is.
yeah, that's going to be years in the making. Also, the jail is like really run down, and obviously at one point like they took an entire floor off the top of it and didn't really like make it a roof. They kind of just were like, the floor of the fourth floor can be our roof, sure.
And the hurricane.
Yeah, and I mean it's Charleston, lots of hurricanes, lots of I mean there were earthquakes and stuff, so it's just real run down. I mean they do tours in it and it's fine, but you can tell that it hasn't been preserved in any way,
No.
basically. So it's gonna be a while before they actually preserve it and like renovate it and all of that. They probably will run out of money before that happens, or COVID will just put the project on halt indefinitely, because that seems to be how it'll go. Did not actually do any research into that theory of mine. I'm just assuming. But you know, it seems right.
Are you okay, Hannah?
Hannah,
No.
are you dying?
There's a zit on my arm.
Okay.
God, it's the worst.
I don't like it.
Okay. That's really all we have on the actual Charleston Jail.
Yep.
Basically, while we were there, we were on a tour through a tour company with a group of people.
They were
And-
the worst, noisy, annoying little
McCall
twits.
and I were there to be actual professional ghost hunters with my iPhone 4. But these other people were there in their flip-flops and loud shoes and their giggly little I'm on spring break from college and I want to be funny, and they were not. Clearly not there for the right reasons, and they were loud as heck. But also, we were not supposed to be recording because technically their stuff is like trademarked and, or I don't even know if that's
copyrighted,
trademarked. I don't really know. Anyway, there are like legal things that we were not supposed to be recording, but they
Whoops.
didn't put it in writing. So
So,
As long as you
Also-
didn't,
Haha, joke's on you.
as long as you didn't record them saying you're not allowed to record, I think you're okay.
I did not.
There you
I
go.
did not record that part.
There you go. We're
So I recorded the whole time anyway, and McCall was taking pictures the whole time because we
Yeah.
could take pictures. But I had just like the voice recording app on my phone going to see if we could catch any EVPs. I have 4 separate recordings, and in total it comes out to like 45 minutes worth of audio. We only captured maybe like 3 things. But also it's hard to tell because a lot of that time is us like walking, and it's a group of 10 people, and so there's a lot of shuffling.
Feet.
Yeah.
And they were so dang loud. But we did listen back through them. Also, I've had these on my phone since 2015. So, but we listened back through them and kind of did some like general timestamps of when we think we got EVPs. So I am going to attempt to, because basically the tour, they just went through the same history that I just went through. Like, it was a lot of that.
With a man who had weird vocal inflections.
He literally like lilts up at the end of every sentence he says, and it really irritates me.
Yes.
But it's fine. Also, these were just like really general timestamps that I put in here. So it'll be like a little bit of talking and whatnot, either before or after the
Sure.
actual like EVP. So this is one of them. Also, I'm playing these off my phone. Shannon, I will send them to you afterwards.
You can just put it in the drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. And
Yeah,
with
I'll work it
the
in.
timestamps and everything, so that you can do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
But so I'm just playing this off my phone into the microphone, so hopefully
This is
it'll work.
the one where he first introduced Lavinia Fisher, right?
You know, honestly, I don't remember.
I think so.
I
Yeah,
think so.
no, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Maybe.
And this one, yeah.
Let it
We're
rip.
just gonna play it.
Okay.
No, stupid phone.
Oh my god, was that the ghost?
No,
No.
that was Shelby being dumb with technology. Ignore me.
Sure.
Oh my god, I can do this.
You got it.
Fine, it's gonna
Okay,
start there.
whatever,
That's
it's
good
fine.
enough. Good enough.
Her story's been told so many times or so many generations, just resembles nothing of the truth anymore. And I'm referring to a woman named Lavinia Fisher. That's very common in this town.
So I don't know if you guys could hear that on your end.
I heard a
But
little,
it's like- What?
I heard something, but, like, I couldn't tell, like, what it was. But I heard...
Yeah, it's like as he says, he says
Lavinia
something
Fisher.
about like Lavinia Fisher, and as soon as he finishes saying Lavinia Fisher, there's like a really quick, like hello.
Oh, I heard something before that.
Play it again.
Yeah, play it again, because I heard something
Okay.
before that.
Okay. Let's see. It's gonna
Keep going.
start back a little bit before we started before.
Okay.
Her story's been told so many times or so many generations, just resembles nothing of the truth anymore. And I'm referring to a woman named Lavinia Fisher. That's very common in this town to refer to her legend-wise.
Hello.
Yeah. I didn't hear the noise this time, so that may have just been me just hearing something.
Yeah,
I
it
did
could
hear
have just
the
been
little
like
hello,
a feedback or something.
though. Yeah.
I'll send you the recording with the timestamp, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear it with like better headphones, because obviously this is me playing it from my phone into a microphone, and it is
Yeah, I
fairly
didn't hear
faint.
it.
But basically he says like Lavinia Fisher, and then once he finishes saying that, you can hear a voice that doesn't sound like any of the other voices, and it honestly kind of sounds a little bit like when a parrot says hello.
Yes.
See, I
But
was
it's like
thinking it
really
sounds like
quick.
when it's a, like, it sounds like a little kid to me.
Yeah.
Oh, that one at the very end?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it literally just
I thought
goes,
that was
hello.
one of you saying that.
No.
That's
No.
No.
Yeah. And that, like, no one said that, because you can tell when you're, like, listening to it in person on my phone, like, you can tell that it's not the same as, like,
It's
our
a different-
voices.
Yeah.
Decibel.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It sounds really...
It's like a different,
It's really
yeah.
high. Like, that's why I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
it sounds like a little kid.
Will you play it one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll probably just edit in the part where you're playing it with, like, the actual recording that you sent me.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, that way people can actually
But yeah,
hear it.
listen right after he says Lavinia Fisher.
Her story's been told so many times over so many generations, this resembles nothing of the truth anymore. But I'm referring to a woman named Lavinia Fisher. That's very common in this town.
Little
So-
bitty tiny hello.
Yeah, it's like a really tiny voice.
Yeah.
And it just goes, hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when you're listening to it from my phone, it sounds different.
It
like
does.
it's like on a different
It's
frequency or
it's
something.
obviously not someone
Like it doesn't
there.
have that fuzziness that like our voices have.
or the almost the fullness or echo
Yeah.
because of the stones. Yeah.
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 It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm having a weird deja vu moment. Okay.
Great.
All right.
Snap out of it. Be professional.
I am going to play this next one just because it cracks me up. Our tour guide said something really funny.
We laughed.
It's probably not funny to anyone else, but it made me laugh this morning when I was sleep deprived.
Watch it not be funny now.
Right? I'm going to be like, why did I think that was funny? We're 10:52. Okay.
Sure.
All right, we're going to start it a little bit before, but just like listen to what he says.
Okay.
Maybe. Oh my god. Phone.
During that time, all skeptics really making me feel up here as well. I mean, your shackles on the floors were all around you. You're just tired about modern standards, good for that sad. But you gotta remember back then, I mean, no one cared about you. You died in general, so what? Deal with it. You died in jail. Good. That was a mentality.
I don't know why it just cracks me up that he's like, you got to remember back then, you die, so what? Deal with it. You die in jail, good.
Oh, I didn't even hear him. That's funny.
I don't know. It was just one of those things he said it, and I was like, okay.
Deal with being dead.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
Right? I
Okay.
was like, okay,
Sure.
bro. But that was like not important. That was just something I thought was funny. Let's see. Here is another EVP, if I can get it to work.
So this is, was this before or after the weird feeling? This is after, right?
Yeah, because this was when we were on the stairs. Okay, so when we were like on the top floor, and it was in the cell where Lavinia Fisher had been. And basically, like, McCall got this, like, really overwhelming feeling of, like, being angry
I
and
was so
irritated.
mad.
And, like, we were mildly annoyed with the group that we were with, but, like...
not that, not.
But it was
angry,
like-
I want
it was
to
like-
hit someone.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like pure rage. And like I was with her and like I could see it on her face. Like I made her like back away from the group at one point because I was like, something's going on here. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, that was
and
weird.
then as we were leaving the room, she was like, I just got so angry and irritated. Like I don't know what just came over me. And once we left the room, like she was okay
It was
again.
fine. Yeah.
And then there was like one point where we were standing against one of the cell doors
Yeah.
and like the whole group, and it was like by the stairwell or whatever, but she and I were like right up against the door, and so we were like leaning against the door, and we both just got this like really dark feeling. Like I don't really know how to describe it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like anger, it wasn't sadness, it just felt like this really like,
Like the weight of the air.
yeah, everything just like felt really dark and heavy.
Yeah.
So those were just like some of the like feelings I guess that
Yeah.
we had.
That was really creepy.
Yeah, and that was the one, and it was like while we were leaning against the door, and the moment both of us stepped away from the door,
It was
we
fine.
were totally fine again, and everything felt normal. So I don't know what that was about, but that was one of the things. Let's see. Here is another recording. This was after we had been upstairs in Lavinia's cell, and we were on the stairwell. And the stairs are like made of steel.
Yeah.
And so like they're super worn away, so you can like one of the things they talk about on the tour is how worn away they are and how many people have to walk on steel stairs to get them to wear away like that. But the most bottom stair isn't worn away at all.
The 13th stair.
And it's because that was like the staircase they would take them down to their hanging, and that was the 13th stair, and so everyone would just skip it. So
Why? Wouldn't you want good luck when you're
Right,
being hanged instead of,
exactly.
like some horrifying accident that leaves you not dead and fucked up?
Remember, deal with it.
right, you're
Deal
dead.
with it.
Deal with it. You die in jail. Good. Okay, so we were like
Sorry,
standing on the
I'm such a
staircase. He was
fool.
telling us some more stories and like his own personal things.
This gives me chills.
Is it this one or the? No, it's the next one that
Oh, is it?
will give us chills.
Oh, just kidding.
This
lied.
one is one that we're not really sure if it's something, or if you'll even be able to hear it, but it kind of sounds like a slight moaning sigh type of thing.
Ew.
I'm just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it, so maybe.
What happens is still, it gets me every time. Anyway, 4.5 years ago, we were upstairs in Mount Rascal. Like, it's
And it's one of those, and you probably didn't even hear it
Nope.
on that because I almost missed it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's one of those where I'm like, is it just because I'm trying to listen for things, or was it something?
Was it really something?
It sounds like it might be like this weird sigh thing. It sounds like it could have just been like,
I almost said the wind, but there was no
right?
wind.
I almost said that too, but there was no wind. So, but it's kind of like that sound, and it's like very much in the background, and you kind of really have to be listening for it. So
Will you play it one more time?
yeah. Let's see. It'll be about 10 seconds in. Not that you're counting time, but
This event happens to me every couple, 3 to 4 months. So you think I'd be used to it by now because it all started about 4.5 years ago. But I don't care how often it happens, it gets me every time. But anyway, 4.5 years ago, we were
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
yeah.
Didn't hear it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
Could have just been like
Questionable.
my phone moved in my pocket or something. Like, it's probably not anything, honestly. This next one is like the actual EVP that we got. Like,
Class A.
we got the like the little hello or whatever, and like that was fine and whatnot.
Yeah.
But this is the one, I'm gonna play it and then kind of explain like what it was. But this is the one that we're like, that's an EVP.
But what's actually more interesting to me is the last step. There's no where there.
Am I on the wrong time? I am on the wrong time. Ignore me.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Nope.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
There's a reason for it. They were a lot more superstitious back then than we are now. And only 2 ways you're leaving Mount Rascal.
Okay.
I heard something.
Yeah.
Play it again.
Say bitch.
No.
What?
Play
No.
it again.
Okay, it's right when he says they were a lot more superstitious than we are now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right after that
Yeah.
is when you will hear it.
Okay, do it again.
Okay.
Please.
Sorry, it only lets me like go forward or backwards in like 15-second
Yeah, you're
increments.
fine.
So,
There's thousands of times people walking down these stairs in the jail's history. But what's actually more interesting to me is the last step. There's no where there at all. And there's a reason for it. They were a lot more superstitious back then than we are now. And only 2 ways you're leaving Mount
It literally sounds like she said bitch.
I know. I'm not. It really does.
so I think that might be the way that it's coming across through the microphone.
Probably.
Because on my phone, on the actual recording, it sounds very clearly like, hey,
Hey,
John.
John.
See, I could see that.
that's-
Why?
On our end, it just says.
Well, I'm
bitch.
hearing more of like an itch, but I could hear how hey John. I feel like we're hearing the
Yeah.
ja.
This is
And then our brains
Which
just like
also-
filling things in.
situation.
Our tour guide's name was Sean, but Lavinia's
Yeah.
husband's name was John.
Well, and those are 2 letters. I mean, they're not
So-
2 letters off, but they sound as if they're 2 letters off.
Yeah.
So she could have been saying Sean or John. We don't know. I mean, obviously we don't know, but
And he had been telling us a story about how he had been standing on those stairs on a different tour about like 4 weeks before ours, and some guy had taken a bunch of pictures in a row of him like standing on the stairs giving his little spiel or whatever, and in like the first 3 there was nothing behind him. In the 4th one there was a lady standing behind him, and then in the 5th and on there was nothing behind him. And he was talking about that right before this story.
Yeah.
gross.
And so
Play it one more time.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know what I'm listening for.
Yeah. Like I said, on our end, it sounds like either Hey John or Hey Sean. Because, again, those 2 letters from, like, a linguistic standpoint are not very different.
Yeah.
So, here you go.
Hundreds of thousands of times people walk up and down these stairs in the jail's history. But what's actually more interesting to me is the last step. There's no where there at all. There's a reason for it. They were a lot more superstitious back then than we are now. And only 2 ways you're leaving Mount Rascal upstairs.
I heard it that time.
Chills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to say I'm glad you didn't tell us what to listen for, because I really hate when Ghost Adventures does that, because then you can't
Yeah.
make your own, like,
Yeah.
you can't figure it out
Well, and
yourself.
that's kind of why I wanted to do it, and why I didn't want to tell you, like, the
Yeah.
name and everything first,
yeah,
because
yeah, for sure.
I wanted to see if you picked up on
What
at
we
least
picked
a
up.
voice
Yeah,
before.
I can only hear the part.
That time I heard
Yeah.
more, but it was just because I knew what to listen for. But before, I mean, we still heard something. Before.
Yeah,
we
and
definitely heard
that's
something.
what I wanted to see, is if you guys actually heard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because
we
I
did.
wasn't sure if you'd hear the little hello one, just because it was very
It's really quiet.
really quiet and just
Yeah.
like a really quick moment. And honestly, like, I've had notes on like what we heard in these recordings since 2015, and that was not in them.
No.
It was something we literally picked up on this
We
morning.
never
wow.
heard the hello until
So-
today.
yeah.
And like we went
That's the part
through
that gave me
these.
chills, though. That
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the one when we originally went through these, like, right after our tour. We had on like headphones and everything, and we were going through all of them. And this was the one where we were like, that's creepy. Literally no one was talking during that
Literally.
point.
It was-
that doesn't
it was
sound
silent.
like
It
that
was the
doesn't
one time it was
right. It was
silent.
the one time they were quiet.
Yeah.
But it's like just the fact that at the time I didn't know that Lavinia's husband's name was John, and so I thought it was saying Hey Sean, which it could be, because
Yeah.
that was the tour guide's name. But now I know that her husband's name is John, and I'm like, well, maybe it was saying Hey John. Maybe it's a ghost picking up on the fact that, like, Sean sounds like John, and like attaching itself to our tour guide. I don't know. Maybe it's not even Lavinia,
Or it's residual.
Ooh, Lavinia's got a crush.
right? He even like made a joke that like the other tour guides say he's like made a ghost girlfriend.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have that, and that's probably our most definitive one.
That was good. That's a good EVP.
Yeah.
Like,
And we've done like multiple EVP sessions in multiple places,
Yeah.
and that's really the only one we've
That
ever
was
gotten.
very
that's,
clear.
yeah.
I've never
Because like
gotten
we've been to the
anything,
Sorrel Weed
so-
house, and we recorded like the whole time we were at Sorrel Weed and didn't get
The
anything.
spirit box we did.
Yeah, the spirit box
get,
we
like,
did.
a-
Yeah,
but-
didn't you have a shadow person?
Oh, we saw the tall man.
Yeah, we
You
saw
just
the
didn't
tall
get it,
man,
like,
and
on
then
video or anything.
we're gonna talk about Sorrel Weed another time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I will probably either do that if McCall visits again, or we'll like have her get on Discord with us and do it that way. But yeah, we did have some stuff happen at Sorrel Weed. We just didn't get any like real EVPs. We got a couple things on the spirit box.
Oh, and okay, we're not talking about that, but the carriage house.
Yeah, the carriage house is where we got like the most stuff
was
there.
pretty intense.
And then let's see. I don't even remember what this last recording
I don't either.
was. We put a timestamp. It says unknown sound in our notes, so
That
who
could
knows,
mean anything.
right? Who knows what we're going to find. Sorry.
But no, this was... Where were we? Tell them where we were.
Okay. Okay, so this recording was taken while we were in like the basement area of the jail, and basically down there it's like the kitchen, the infirmary, and then their solitary confinement area, and we were in the solitary confinement room, which they have completely blacked out all the windows to make it
Gross.
or like to emulate what it was
Yeah.
like for the solitary confinement. And basically they like kind of like lock you in there for a second, like shut the door, all the
you
lights
can't
are
see
off,
anything.
and it is
Yeah.
pitch black. And I don't remember if this sound was during our experience there. I don't remember what this sound
Maybe it
is.
was right before.
Let's be real.
I don't know.
But we had another like weird feeling experience thing happen in this room, because you're in there with the whole group, and like the tour guide was talking, but it's pitch black, and he like has a flashlight for a little while and then he'll turn it off at one point. But this was during the point where he had turned the flashlight off. So we're just sitting in this pitch black room of solitary confinement, and it's like lots of people have died there. Lots of like fights happened there. It's a lot of bad energy.
Sadistic things from the
Yeah, there
warden.
was like a warden who would like take inmates in there, like strip them down, and then like smoke a cigar and like put the burning ashes on, as the tour guide put it, sensitive parts of their body just to watch the flesh melt.
Ew.
So,
Interesting, right?
so like not a good place.
no.
No.
Obviously. And so we're in there just doing our little toury things. And McCall and I had been standing next to each other, but again, they turned the flashlight off, so it's pitch black. We kind of had a general idea of where each other were. The tour guide is talking, just telling us about this warden who was sadistic and awful. And McCall, what did you
It was
see?
I felt like somebody bum rushed me. Like, I felt like somebody was coming towards me. You know how, like, you feel somebody's energy when they're,
Yeah.
like, really mad at you? And you
Yeah.
have that, like, innate, I have to step backwards.
Mhm.
That's exactly what I felt.
Yeah, because at the same time that she had that, I got this overwhelming feeling that, like, I needed to find McCall right then and
Yeah.
there, or something was going to happen. Like, I had to, like, physically grab, and I, like, grabbed her arm at one
we
point.
collided.
And, like, you can actually, if you know what you're listening for in the recording, like, you can kind of hear us, like, bump into each other, and we're like, sorry.
Yeah.
And we, like, talked it over later, because we were like, sorry I bumped into you, but like I was like, sorry, but I had to find you right that moment, or something was going to happen, and I don't know what. And
Didn't
then
we talk about this in the Castle of Good Hope episode?
Yeah, we did.
yeah I kind of like mentioned
this is
it,
so familiar.
but yeah. And
When did we talk about a dark room?
yeah we did. And then like later when she and I like talked it over, you described it to me as like you said you saw someone rush at you,
Yeah.
but it was pitch black. So
I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me.
yeah, and like when I grabbed her arm, I felt her like step back, and like I was trying, like panic mode, trying
Yeah.
to find her, and she was like panic mode, trying to get away from whatever this energy thing that was gonna attack her was. And so I don't know, it was just one of those weird moments. And then like as soon as I grabbed her arm, I was like, okay, no, we're good.
Yeah. It was, I remember that of just, it almost looked, it was pitch black, but it was also, there was like a gray form in front of me. Like it wasn't misty, it was just like a big chalky? Oh dear. What's the word? I don't know.
Stocky.
Stocky, hey, there it is. Chalky? God. Stocky man.
Someone who really needed some lotion.
Yeah.
Yes, he probably did, but
You know those ghosts.
they don't hide. What is it?
Hydrate their skin? I don't know.
I'm gonna
stop talking.
Is ghost lotion called Glotion? We should really market that.
But also I'm pretty sure that's what L'Oreal calls their, like, highlighting lotion.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
lotion.
bullshit. That's ours. I'm stealing it for ghost purposes. I'm looking it up right now.
I'm pretty sure it's called Glotion. I'm pretty sure it's L'Oreal.
Damn it. Yeah, Glotion Natural Glow Enhancer.
Ha. I know my makeup. No, I don't. But yeah, so that was just like a weird thing
Weird moment.
that happened. And
Dumb
like,
word. Sorry.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, it was like when we like collided with each other, like the feeling immediately went away. Like the figure went away. It was all good.
It was like it never happened.
Yeah. And it was one of those that like we both kind of forgot about it until later I was like, oh yeah, sorry for bumping into you there. And then we were both like, oh wait, here's what happened.
yeah.
Here's why, sort of thing. But yeah,
It
so
was a weird night.
it was.
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Also I was on the verge of a very large mental breakdown at this point. So like,
But also, I think you're very sensitive to emotions.
I am,
And,
yes.
And I don't really like the term medium, but
yeah.
at times, I guess, if I allow myself, I can connect to people on
Yeah.
the other side.
Yeah.
I don't want to advertise that.
I mean, I have
Oh my
seen
God,
it
are you
though.
like that
I know.
therapist from The Haunting of Hill
Oh
House?
my gosh.
But yeah, so it's just one of those things where I'm sure skeptics will write it off
Yeah.
as stuff, and that's totally fine.
Sure.
Like I get that side of it,
Sure, opinion.
Um,
Whatever.
and like whatever. But I think it's fun to do ghost hunting stuff, and I mean we have had like weird experiences happen. Like the one time we were in the abandoned mental hospital up in New York.
Oh.
The one where the Babadook painting was, and we
Yeah.
like went into the stairwell because we were on the first floor and we were just exploring the first floor, and we went into the stairwell and we were gonna go upstairs, and then all of a sudden we smelled cigarette smoke,
And I grabbed you.
and she like grabbed me and like dragged me out of the stairwell, and there was just like something where like we both had this feeling that if we went up those stairs we weren't gonna come back down.
Yeah.
Why didn't
Something.
you guys live in Missouri with me? Because we would have had so much fun just like
Yeah.
doing
Hood rat
scary
things.
things in the night.
Literally, last
no
time
one-
she visited, we went up and did like a driving tour of Alton and
Yes.
found like every haunted place
See,
possible.
all of my friends were a bunch of pussies,
Hey,
and
hey,
I wanted
hey,
to go. Yeah, no, you're included in that, Shannon, because would you go to the tunnels with me where the vampire cult hangs out under the city of Springfield,
Ooh.
Missouri?
What?
No.
That sounds
Well,
fun.
when it was
So.
a bunch of methed out homeless people, no, I didn't really want to die.
It wasn't meth out homeless people,
That's
it
just
was a
fun.
vampire cult.
Those are the
I
same
had a screwdriver.
thing.
I had a screwdriver. We were safe.
Hey, that's.
But also we have this
I met
last
a man named Pirate.
recording that I honestly don't remember what it was, but I'm gonna play it and see if I remember. So here we go.
Okay.
22. She works for the carriage company now, but she got hit in the face with a brick right outside that door, 12 stitches. And she left here in an ambulance. So they don't like you. You'll know it. But probably the most violent things that happen are not nearly to that level. Probably the most common thing is people get scratched up. It's pretty frequent. You feel like a burning sensation.
Nope, I didn't even hear it that time.
No, I
So
didn't either.
I heard
probably wasn't anything.
Something, but like it may have just
Yeah, was it that scraping
been
sound?
one of you guys.
No, that was someone shuffling their feet.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Damn flip-flops.
Hannah, I just
Oh
remember.
no! I remember what this was. That Mark was there for. It was because that was right after we had, or way before. I don't know. It was when we collided. There was this like fuzzy.
Oh
almost,
yeah.
like something interfered with the phone. Like some energy was just like you were not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
work.
that's right. The sound does something like funky. It's not even that it like there's an EVP that you can hear or whatever. It's just-
Interference. There we go.
yeah, if you're like listening really closely to this part, it's like right after he says something about like the brick. And again, like I missed it, so I'm not gonna play it again. I'll just give it to Shannon. She can figure out if she wants to do anything with it or not.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
But the audio does this like weird thing, and like that was the only time that it had done this like
whole
glitchy
time.
sound in the whole like 45 minutes I had been recording. So again, probably not anything, but it was like right around the time where she and I had that feeling. So we made a mark on like our notes just because we were like, that was a little weird. Maybe it's something.
Who knows?
Yeah, but you know, EVPs are kind of a subjective thing. So
yeah, this isn't related to the EVPs. It's related to Hannah being I don't even know what the word would be. I'm tired.
yeah,
Hannah,
A good
a
time.
witch. She's a witch.
Were you there when we thought we saw being involved in a drug deal?
Yeah, okay, listen. I was thinking about telling that story, but then I wasn't sure if that was appropriate.
I'm sorry, someone was involved in a drug deal?
Okay, hold on. Back up. All right, so we've talked about our Victorian sexuality class before.
In the Charlotte
Yes.
Bronte class. It
With
was
all
taught
your
by the
Charlotte
same
Bronte
person.
that
class
you hate.
and like a bunch of other classes I took.
I only
Anyway,
had those
we had
two
this
with her,
amazing
but-
teacher. Should we say her name or should we bleep it out?
Well, I'll bleep it just to be safe. So you can say it and I'll
Okay,
just
I'm
bleep
gonna
it.
use her name.
Yeah.
Well, let's call her
Just say L. That's fine.
Dr. L. Is like, you can, if you know who she is, you can see her in a crowd of like a million people because
She
she
stands
just stands out.
Yeah.
She like dresses in a really
Art
don't know.
teachery kind of way.
like an art
But
teacher,
like a grown up,
but,
like sophisticated
way more put
art
together
teacher.
than an art teacher.
Yeah. An art teacher
Like
who
a
went to
put-together-
grad school. You know what I mean?
Oh, like a gallery.
Yes.
owner
Like a
or
gallery
something.
owner. Yes.
So anyway,
That's what
she's,
I
like,
aspire to
super
be when I
cool,
grow up.
Yes.
And
She was awesome. I miss her.
so- I know, she was so great. But these tunnels that were under Springfield, I was telling everyone about them because, okay, Shannon and I were in a fraternity. I don't know if we've talked about that.
I feel like we've been purposely avoiding that topic, but we were in a
so anyway,
fraternity.
Shannon and I were in a fraternity. We're not going to talk about it. That's it. Anyway, so one day after...
It was a music fraternity.
It
That's
It was
what you
a
said.
no. It was
Wasn't it?
not a music fraternity. It was a band
Oh,
fraternity. They're
It was a
different.
band
Oh,
fraternity.
my
No,
bad.
They
We weren't even cool enough to like read music.
we were in
like
a band
the illiterate.
service fraternity. That is how nerdy we are. We did service projects for band.
For band. Shannon wasn't even in like the marching band.
I wasn't, no. And which everybody assumed that I was, and it really pissed me the fuck off. Because they would only tell people shit at marching band, so I wouldn't know about it, and then they get mad at me for doing something wrong. And I'm like, you didn't fucking tell me. I'm not in fucking marching band. You know this. Anyway, I only made that correction because when we were in this fraternity, if we said we were in a music fraternity, people both in our fraternity and in the actual music fraternities would lose their fucking shit. Because they're different.
God.
Yeah, because they're
Like, it's
Listen,
a big whole
I-
thing. We were all a bunch of pretentious
As-
little assholes.
yeah. As a music person, I can tell you that all music people are pretentious.
Oh my god,
assholes.
they're terrible.
Yes.
Agreed,
God.
but especially trumpets.
Oh my god.
Oh
Most of our fraternity
my
was
God.
trumpets. I'm not even
It
exaggerating.
was literally the trumpet fraternity, and then also like four.
I
Yeah.
apologize if you play the
Snuck
trumpet.
in.
No, I
but
don't
you're a jerk.
apologize. You should know how
You know who
terrible.
you
know
are,
who
and you know
are.
what you
You
are.
know. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
we were friends with like the 4 people who weren't trumpets, and then one trumpet worked his way in, and we're still not sure how that happened.
he was my roommate. That's how it happened.
No, he was there before that.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
'Cause he was more of like a theater kid. And
That's true.
He didn't get along with the other trumpets. The other trumpets were mean to him.
Well,
Oh.
so was I, but it was kind of deserved.
Anyway, fuck it. Doesn't matter. Moving on. So one night after our fraternity meeting, I think.
It was that or we went to a movie or something. We were downtown. We may have been going to
like
Hertz.
hell we went to a movie. I hate the movies.
No,
We did not go to a
maybe
movie.
we were going to Hertz. We were probably going to Hertz. That's like all we
Why
did.
the fuck were we way out on the other side? Why
It
were
was
we on the train
downtown.
depot?
We weren't at the train depot. We were downtown.
That's the train depot. Shannon.
Okay.
Shannon, right after that bridge is the train depot.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, I've been there.
Okay,
That's
I'm
where I got
sorry.
my
Okay.
punk band name, which is called Cyberpunk Ludism Anarcho Glue Sniffers.
Okay. I think we were going. Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, we were
driving
downtown.
around at
It
night.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
We were driving around at night in this really sketchy part of town, which is the train depot.
I'll
I've
take
seen a
your
drug
word
deal.
for it.
I watched a drug deal happen there.
Anyway.
And there's this, I think we were driving past it to look at the haunted house, because it was almost Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
There's a haunted house that's also there.
Yeah.
The haunted house is on the corner of the main road and this bridge, and we were driving across the bridge, and under the bridge is those tunnels that I used to fuck around in with the vampire cult that lives under Missouri, or lives under Springfield, Missouri. Anyway, we look out the window, and there's this woman who looks just like Dr. L. Like,
Exactly.
her pants are so singular that it could only be her in those pants. And she was parked in this dark, like, not an alley, but like a dark parking lot, like covered in trees. It was like hard to see. And as we drove by, she straight up jumped through the front window of this black SUV, and they like sped away.
Yeah.
But it had to be our lit
It
professor.
literally had to be.
There was no one else in the world it could have been.
No, there's no one else.
And
it
we were
could
like,
have been.
how the fuck did she get into this? What is happening?
Well, she wasn't short, but like it would have been hard. I mean, like, how do you jump into a fucking car through the window? Like, just generally.
She did it.
Like
It had to be her though.
I know.
They were her pants.
I know. They were her pants.
They were her pants.
Unless her pants were doing a drug deal. Oh
It was
my
a Fresno
god! What if
Nightcrawler.
her pants? What if her pants are like the lit professors of the Fresno Nightcrawlers?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god! It's got balls.
God, college was weird.
Anyway, she was there like whenever we had our next class.
Yeah,
It
she was there
not-
like the next day or the day after, and it was like everyone was fine. So like,
We're not going to talk
Yeah.
about what Dr. L does in the dark.
it was very strange. God, college was so
Anyway.
weird. I also had a professor in the psych department, I just remembered this, who halfway through the semester, he just left the school. Like, I didn't have him that semester, the trumpet that we all picked on constantly. He was in a class with him, though. And he was telling me, I don't even remember the professor's name, but he was like, yeah, he's just, like, not here anymore. And I was like, what do you mean he's not here anymore?
Wait, was it the trumpet or the tuba player?
It was the trumpet. It was not the tuba player.
Didn't Allie have a professor just like
Oh.
disappear in the middle of the semester too?
Yes, she did.
Okay,
No, but
what
this
is wrong
one
with you guys?
actually vanished. Allie's was planned, apparently. It wasn't. She
Yeah,
was
but
not
no
aware
one
of the plan.
told anyone
Yeah,
about
she
it.
wasn't aware of
You
the
know-
plan. But with mine, like,
Shannon, do you know what I was thinking
What?
of for the tuba player?
what?
That his professor murdered the other
Yeah,
professor.
yeah, that was
Okay.
Yeah, we also
And
had a
his name
professor
was
murder
Gutting.
another professor. It was Hornsby Gutting.
His name was...
Oh no, he was
Gutting.
Gutting, and then his wife is Hornsby Gutting. Yes. Yeah, that was in my department, history department. Well,
Yeah, but it was in my building, and that was my
He
first
was
day
like-
of grad school. They're like, you can't
I
go
know
in the bottom floor.
he
There's
was in
been a
like
murder.
the humanities, so he like taught. I don't even know what the fuck he taught, but he taught like ancient Egypt or
I thought
something.
he taught history.
Yeah, but he wasn't technically in the history department. But then he killed that other professor because that professor had just retired, and Gutting thought that that professor had prevented Gutting from getting that guy's old job. He had nothing to do with it. It's not like you get to pick your replacement at a university. Like, that's not how that works. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, and then, my psych professor, because I had him for child forensic psych, and he, wrote a textbook on it. Like, he was constantly testifying in court and stuff. Like, he was, like, a, very important figure. He just left. And they didn't give anybody an explanation. Like, the only thing we could think of, and he was placed on, like, academic leave or something. And we were like, what the fuck does that mean? You're a professor. How do you get placed on academic leave? And so we think what happened, and this was just speculating, was that he plagiarized some of his book and got caught. We think is what happened.
Or, alternatively, Dr. L staged a sting
I think Dr. L
And-
happened after the professor went missing.
God damn it.
Yeah, God. Like, I am glad that I went to Missouri State, don't get me wrong, but it's a weird ass school. Like,
Missouri is just,
Missouri's
like,
so
that part of
weird.
Missouri specifically
oh
is
God,
so,
it's so
strange.
weird. It's so weird.
Look, if
It's
someone
like-
tells
Well, 'cause
me
you're in
that a
the
cryptid
Ozarks.
appears in Missouri, I'm just like, that sounds about right.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just the
It's kind of like
Ozarks.
aliens with
can't even tell you.
Illinois. Like, someone's like, oh, yeah, I saw aliens in Illinois. I'm like, yeah, I bet you
Yeah.
did. And then if they're like,
Yeah.
I saw Bigfoot in Missouri, I'm like,
Sure.
sure.
Yeah,
That sounds,
where else are you gonna see
sounds
it?
accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bigfoot panhandles on the square in Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, no shit. Of course he
yeah.
does.
Where else would he go?
Like,
God.
what else would he be doing?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, bye.
Are we done?
I mean, I am.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm
bye.
sorry.
I got nothing else to talk about. That was the Charleston Jail. It was a fun time. I actually do recommend going to visit it if
Yeah.
you can. Still, I don't know what is going on with it at this point. But yeah, it was actually a pretty fun tour. Other than the tour guide's voice annoys me now, but I don't remember it bothering me at the time.
Nope.
He did give very good information though, so
Yeah.
not mad about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was in the middle of the night, and you get to wander around a jail
There you go.
in South Carolina, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. Also, ghost hunting is fun. Highly recommend, but also don't get arrested doing it.
No.
Because
That was another reason I stopped urban exploring.
Yeah.
I didn't get arrested. I just was afraid of getting arrested.
Yeah,
That's thrilling, though.
look.
That's one word for it.
Don't get arrested, okay?
I mean, yes. People, do not trespass.
If it says keep out, you should probably heed that.
Like, if there are signs, then keep out.
If there's a security guard, keep out.
Because
Right,
chances
the
are, if
sign
there's
is on the
signs,
ground and you can't see it and it's like flipped over, oh no, I didn't say keep out.
I'm so sorry, officer. I didn't see.
Whoops.
But also that doesn't necessarily work in real life, okay? This is not a movie. Please don't do anything dangerous. But also urban exploring is very fun. So if you can do it safely and without getting in trouble, do 100% recommend. Okay. That is that PSA. Also go vote. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Triad. Our music is by Scott Buckley. Our audio is recorded by our sound engineers, Craig Bott and Audrey Credo.
If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr as The Triad Podcast. Our website is thetriadpodcast.wordpress.com. There, you can find information about our latest episode, including the show notes and sources.
We're also on Patreon as The Triad. Currently, all Patreon funds will go towards the cost of hosting the show. Each tier has its own rewards, but every patron receives our undying gratitude. Do you have comments, questions, or stories? Email us at thetriadpod@gmail.com. And thank you again for listening to The Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive.